as guys, I'm just thinking about the track and yo, honestly, Lena Shem, I don't think I would ever do something like this ever again. I also don't know how I did it. Now I'm just checking the project info, like when I did this track, because this track was like one of the first tracks that I ever made, and it is specified up 7th of November 2016. This project was started then. 2016. 17 minutes past 6. Time spent on it 30 hours. Yes. So I just want to speak about this. This video is not really about the track itself, but how much progress I've made and all that kind of stuff. What I liked when I did these things, what I could have changed, where I think I have improved, and also what I think I've lost, because when you get to learn new things, you also get to like unlearn a lot of stuff. At least that's what I think. So first thing was the vocal. If you can see here, the BPM is 117.980. That was not a mistake, because when I got the vocal, it was around 128, 130. So how I used to match the BPM to the project was very difficult. I didn't know what I know now. I used OFO, that is this thing, virtual DJ. So I just bounced that thing on virtual DJ and turned it down. I wanted it to be 118, but I messed it up on virtual DJ. So I had to like be precise in a lab, so that, yeah. And one of the things that I quick to notice is the guidance of arrangement. Like, I think my arrangement hasn't changed that much. Yeah, what I'd say has changed is that there's things, I see a lot of automations here. Like, a lot of these automations, I would like get lost of which belongs where. So these days, what I do, I just make sure that the automation just sits on top of that particular thing. For example, here, what I usually do is that since this automates this, I just put it like that, and then I toggle around this button here to choose if I want this one. If I want the automation, I choose there. As you can see, one keeps being on top of the other, so that works. So I wouldn't have these, and what I'd have here at the bottom is probably these things here, which are effects. These things here. These days I put all of these things on the bottom, and how that helps is that during my production, there's always that workflow whereby I make sure now I'm focusing on the effects. So just if I work on the effects here, I put a lot of effects there and work on the effects and not the track itself. And another thing was this progression of chords. Progression of my chords lately and are not even close to this. Like, these are like spread out chords. After some time, I like used more like compressed chords other than spread out chords. And I think this is what I'm trying to also learn. I'm trying to get back to, and it's difficult. Even when I did it at first, I'm sure it wasn't because I knew E chords and stuff. I just used my ear from the original track, because it also had some type of sounds which would match this chorus, but of course not 100%, but I guess I was lucky up. And the mixing, my mixing was terrible. But what I liked about listening to those songs, you don't pay attention to mixing, and that's what most of you guys like struggled with, and that thing will always hinder your progress. If you focus on mixing and mastering at the stage whereby you're supposed to be focusing on your progression of sound, then it will be like, it will be a process. Mixing and mastering doesn't really matter, guys. I'll tell you now, it doesn't really matter. Or because you can just give it to someone else and they do it for you. So that part doesn't really matter. It takes time it helps you to know how to do it, but I don't think you should be focusing that much on it, unless you really want to be a mixing and mastering professional, whereby you're going to mix master people's tracks. But as a producer, I don't even I don't treat that as one of the most important things. And the worst part is that most of producers judge themselves based on that. I don't know why, and based on the quality of the sound, more than how nice the track actually is. I don't know where that comes from. I can't help it. But what I'm sure of is that even the pros, like the big guys we look up to, they don't even mix their own songs. They don't even master their own songs. But Tina, we out here trying to judge mixing and mastering, whereby big guns just send the track to someone else to mix and master, and then the tracks belongs to them because they're the one who produced the song. Anyways, one thing I'm happy with ABBA is the bassline. I really don't know how I managed to come up with the progression. So unlike me. But I think I used not even sure what the key of the song is, but I'm so bad. Just check. Okay, it looks like C minor. Not sure. Melody. I think I still use this bell like even after 2 years, because what I think I dropped was the autogun. I think this is autogun. Okay, I don't have it, definitely. And I remember this project used to clip a lot. You just play. Funny thing is that I didn't even know about his swing when I did this track, so I always worked on a grid, which helped me a lot. This thing of a swing, yeah, biases a lot, especially if you don't understand it, because people are just swinging these days, just swing, no, I see. Yeah, so one thing I wanted to check is I'm actually impressed about how the quality of this track sounds, considering that Guys, let's check out a master channel, because I always know people think I have some secrets when it comes to these things of mixing and mastering. Ha! So it's just two things: mix, master, and limit. But you can hear it difference as compared to like your tracks. If you're still beginning, you can still hear a difference. This does sound way better, but there's just two plugins on a master channel. There's not much that I did. Just make sure everything sounds okay when you listen to it. Don't force things just because you like it sounds individually. You think they'll work well together. That is a trap. That melody. It's a killer melody. It's a killer melody. That's why I love this track so much. This is definitely one of my favorite remixes ever, and it's one of my first remix. I think this is my second remix, because I did remix REM, which I happened to lose. All those projects, no, take me away and stuff. But this one, it's always up there. Alright guys, that's it. If you want me to check out one other project that I once did, just let me know and tell me the track. If I still have the project, I'll just do a quick review just like this. And if I don't, then for sure I'll tell you when I don't. But for now, let me bounce.